The long-awaited verdict is in, with Johnny Depp coming out on top, but neither of them unsullied in the process. The jury found that Heard defamed Depp, and awarded him $10 million in compensatory damages and $5 million in punitive damages. Depp's $5 million in punitive damages were cut to $350, under the Virginia state law cap on punitive damages. But Heard won something too, as the jury also found that Depp defamed Heard with one statement his attorney made. For that, Heard was awarded $2 million in compensatory damages. So the final tally, before appeal, which Heard has already vowed to pursue, is Depp $10, $350,000, and Heard $2 million. Those sound like big numbers, but keep in mind that Depp sought $50 million in damages, and Heard sought $100 million. In the end, Depp is the clear winner, but it was still ugly for both of them, even from a tax viewpoint. In fact, the tax treatment is particularly ugly, since how damages and legal fees are taxed can be surprisingly tricky. The IRS will make out nicely indeed from both of them. Here's why. No netting. The amounts can't easily be netted on a tax return or offset. As a matter of math, Depp gets $10, $350,000 and pays $2 million, so he nets $8, $350,000. That sounds simple, but the IRS will likely say that these are separate, giving Depp $10, $350,000 of income, with no deduction for the $2 million. Similarly, Heard is to collect $2 million but must pay $10, $350,000. She has $2 million of income and probably cannot write off any part of the $10, $350,000. It doesn't seem fair, but both may be viewed by the IRS as waging a personal dispute that does not arise out of their business. Business expenses are deductible, personal ones are not. Ordinary income. Both Depp and Heard must pay of ordinary income tax, which means 37% federal tax plus state tax. State tax rates vary, but in California, that's 13.3%. No deductions. This is the really tricky one. When Depp pays Heard, is that a business expense? It's hard to tell, but the IRS would probably call it personal and therefore not a payment he can deduct. Depp could argue he sued to protect his business, but the IRS would likely say this was still a personal matter, just one that had business repercussions. And how about Heard? Her case is even more clearly personal, and that could make her tax fight especially harsh. She will have to pay tax on $2 million, but she may not be able to deduct any part of the $10, $350,000 the verdict says she must pay Depp.